It's time for another collaborative podcast that no one asked for. From the creators of Cases of Continuity, No New Friends, and Big Beautiful Dis, get ready for Creators United. And now, give it up for your hosts, Ryan, Dane, and Scott.
Hey, howdy, hey, welcome back to Creators United, the show where we dive into the world of creators past, present, and future. My name is Mags, one of the hosts of the podcast Into the Disneyverse, and your host for this episode. And as always, I am joined by the host of the YouTube channel Big Beautiful Diz, as well as my fellow host here on Creators United, Dane. Welcome back to the show, Dane.
Hello. Welcome back to the show yourself. It's always a good time, man. I'm excited.
And this is our big episode 25. Somehow we made it to 25 episodes of this thing. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But we did.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't no clue. We didn't do anything really.
Yeah. It's something.
Uh-huh.
The theme song guy still thinks that I'm with the Cases of Continuity, probably for the best, honestly.
I should probably change that. I need to reach out to somebody to change that.
No, don't even reach out. Just get an AI voice that says "Into the Disneyverse" and just put it over where the guy says
really
"Cases
poorly.
of Continuity." Yeah.
I like this idea.
No Scott tonight. He said he's checking out some BBB.
Yeah. In Magic
I don't want to
Kingdom.
try to guess what that is. But
yeah.
Good for him.
Not sure.
So, just for you here, Dane, I've got a question. It's been a little bit since we did my question. Bring it back here. What is your favorite piece of live entertainment you've gone to? Or that you're excited to go to in the future?
Like favorite concert I've been to, or like favorite...
It could be concert, it can be a theater show, it could be the opera. It could even be an opening night of a movie that really stood out to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be a show. It was Paul McCartney. I saw Paul McCartney in 2016.
Nice.
I'm actually seeing Ringo Starr next weekend. Speaking of a Beatle.
All right, that's 2 down, 2 to go, right?
Yeah, right. Usually that's used in the opposite the opposite meaning for the Beatles. Paul McCartney, he was great. This was in 2016, so he was how old is he? He's like 80. Is he 80? He's 82. So in 2016,
he looks good for his age.
Very good. In 2016, he was
he's almost old enough to be president of the United States.
He was let's see if I can do math. 2016 is almost 10 years ago already. Oh my god. Oh,
crazy.
Wow. Okay, so he was what, 71, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was 71, and he was crazy good. And I've heard that he's still great. He hasn't toured in a few years, in like 2 or 3 years, but I've heard he's still amazing. So that was definitely my favorite that I've been to. Now the one coming up is definitely Ghost. How about yourself?
Ooh, never used to be a huge live entertainment guy. I started my appreciation for entertainment in general with books when I was a kid, not really live. Then I got really into film, and I'm still pretty into film back when I was in undergrad. And very recently, I went to the opera for the first time, Marriage of Figaro. And I really, really enjoyed the show, despite the fact that there was a huge light in front of me in the balcony in the seat I got blocking a third of the stage. And despite the fact that even though I'm not very tall, my legs were completely cramped by the seat I was in. So I think in a better seat, I would have enjoyed it even more. As far as what I'm very excited to go to, we were talking about this a little bit before the show. I'm finally going to be in Hamilton at some point over the next couple of months here, and I've loved the soundtrack for that since the summer of 2017 when it was introduced to me. So I'm thoroughly excited to see that, and there's a lot of other really cool live shows coming to where I live pretty soon as well. My current soundtrack obsession is for the musical Six, brilliant about the Six
That's a
Wives
great
of
show.
Henry VIII. Oh, it's fantastic. I'm really, really hoping to see that when it comes to town. We also have Some Like It Hot coming to town, Back to the Future, Sound of Music, Les Mis.
Back to the Future is a great show as well.
Ooh,
They did a really good job of adapting that to a that and
it's one
Beetlejuice.
of. Ooh, okay. I've wanted to see Beetlejuice for some
Obviously,
time. Hmm.
those are two of the most celebrated like movies that aren't musicals that were adapted into musicals in recent time.
Hmm.
Those are they're worth the hype. They're amazing. Back to the
Ooh.
Future, I absolutely love that show. I haven't seen it in person,
Hmm.
but the clips that I've
Hmm.
seen are fantastic, and the
Oh
soundtrack.
yeah, I'm really hoping it's one of my favorite movies.
Oh
And
yeah.
truthfully, I've never really gone to the theater to see a live show, not since I was a very, very young child, which I don't really count because I wasn't super into it back then. Always
Hmm.
been a big movie musical person since I got into film. But now that I'm into the live shows, I guess Hamilton will be my first live theater show since I've been an adult, and I think that's really going to kick off a whole craze for me. I know you went to a concert relatively recently as well, right? With somebody that we've actually interviewed on the show.
Yes, sir. That was in December. That was in December. Yeah, it was Silvertide. Silvertide in
Hmm.
Philadelphia at the TLA. That was a great show.
With Walt Lafty from
Yes,
what was the
sir.
Rockin' with Walt Lafty episode.
Yeah, that was episode I
It
don't even
isn't
remember.
like Disneyverse. I
17.
don't have the encyclopedic knowledge of this
17.
show.
Episode 17. Yeah, that was a fantastic show. I never
Mhm.
thought I would be able to see Silvertide. So it was great to finally see them after many years of them being split up and everything. And
He was a really nice guy too when we
yeah,
interviewed
he
him.
is a great guy. I was hanging out with him and the rest of the guys that night, and yeah, it was a fun time. Very fun time. They did a great
Awesome.
cover of "It's a Long Way to the Top" if you want to rock and roll by AC/DC
Ooh.
on that show. Yeah, that was very fun. And that episode, he told us a little bit about writing some new music and stuff.
Hmm.
The new music has not come out yet, but hopefully
Oh.
that is like the next step for Silvertide. It seems like is that new music that he was talking about. So hopefully that is out soon. I'm looking forward to that whenever that's released. And
Oh
then
yeah.
the first concert of this year that I saw that was in early May. It was in like the first week of May. I saw a band called Ace Monroe. I want to give a shout out to them real quick. Very nice guys. Was hanging out with them as well. I hope to get them on the show at some point because they're great people. Um, and they're a fantastic band. Uh,
Hmm.
High energy, no pre-recorded stuff. They played in this small cafe in Philadelphia. That's like it was like on the campus of what's the not Temple, but the other university in Philadelphia. Um
Pen?
yeah, University of Penn. Um yeah, it was like on the campus. So it was like this cool college town. Very cool little cafe. I love seeing bands in a small venue like that.
Hmm.
It just leads to a great experience. And yeah, that was a great show. The other thing about that show is we can take some advice from this, I guess, because we're both single
Hmm.
men, right? Apparently, if you want screw the dating apps, bro. If you want to get a
Oh
girlfriend,
yeah.
you join Ace Monroe. I swear to God, I've never seen a crowd react to a band as much as a crowd reacting to Ace Monroe. It was insane. They're all like late 20s, I would say. They're all around like our age.
Hmm.
You would think that the Beatles were on stage in 1964. Like it was insane. There was like this group of ladies, and I don't know if they were like part of their like social media team or whatever, but there was a lot of them. So I don't think they were. There was like this group of ladies in front of the stage, front row, just falling all over themselves when these guys were performing. Their phones out, like in the air, recording not only the band. They would turn. I've never seen this move before. They're recording the band, right? Then they turn their phone around and start filming themselves singing along to the music. It's like, what kind of video is that? I don't want to you posting that on Instagram. I don't want to see that. I want to see the band. So I
Yeah.
don't know what that
That's a
move was
little bit.
about.
That's a bit odd.
Yeah, I don't know what that move was about, but dude, like after the show, I immediately pulled out my phone and deleted every dating app and went on Google and searched up bands looking for drummers in Philadelphia because apparently that's the move that that we don't know about. Oh, but in all seriousness, it was a great show. It
Hey,
really
good
was.
deal, good deal. See, I'm
Yes,
not a
sir.
music guy. Otherwise, I would take that advice.
Yeah, you train yourself to be a musician, I guess, because it apparently it works.
Maybe when I'm camping out in the woods next week, literally in I think about a week here, maybe I'll start teaching myself to play the bongos or something.
There you go. There
Guy
you
in the
go.
next 10 over going to be yelling at me to shut up.
Just any sort of with me, I'm in a disadvantage, right? Because the drums, they're loud. You can't really show people. You have to pull out your phone and show a video of you playing, right? And
Mhm.
it's not as impressive if you were able to play in front of somebody. You know what I mean? Just a video. It's
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's you. But if you were playing in front of somebody, it's like, wow, it's a different level. You know what I mean?
Oh
So
yeah.
it's a lot easier for people who play guitar to just whip out an acoustic and just start playing like Back in Black AC/DC or Wonderwall by Oasis, and then the girls are swooning all over themselves. It's a lot harder for
Hmm.
me to do that, to pull out a whole snare drum, kick drum, and tom and all the cymbals and everything and start like by the time I set up the drum set, I've already scared everybody away, so I have nobody to impress, you know what I mean? And like what else am I gonna play?
Hmm.
It's a lot different. You know what I mean? Riffs on the
Oh
guitar
yeah.
are a lot more identifiable than some drum parts, you know what I mean? So am I
Hmm.
gonna play like Tom Sawyer by Rush? No girl is gonna be into that. I'm at a disadvantage, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
For me, man, you find your passion, you go the way the passion leads you. You don't worry about women now. And then once you're on the path where the passion leads you, then you'll find the right woman.
I guess so. I get the other thing I'm at a disadvantage of is being a full-time YouTuber too, because that scares a lot of people away. People
Mm.
are like, oh, I want to get to know you a little bit better. What do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I make videos for a living. Immediately non-respond. If people don't think people either don't think you're serious or they think you're serious and they're like, oh shit, I don't want to date this person. So
Mm.
how about we just cut out the middleman and we just date each other? How about that, huh?
Nope, I'm good.
No?
No offense,
Okay.
but I'm good. You know what I want to think about? The big news alert
What
that
do you
I
want to
just
think
got.
about it? What's the
Israeli
news?
military has boarded Gaza-bound aid ship carrying Greta Thunberg.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Remember the last time we talked about the Gaza-Israel crisis on this show?
I do remember that. I do remember that. Oh yeah, I'm seeing it right now. Yeah. They were ordered to stop Gaza-bound aid ship. Yeah.
We
Wow.
should switch into a live news update show.
Live
Whenever there's a news update, we
24-hour
get to our
news.
laptop. No, no, not 24. Just whenever there's a big news alert, we start live streaming about it. We don't know much about it. We don't have any qualifications to
I
talk about.
think
We
that's
just
a good
talk
idea.
about it.
Like when the Pope
Yeah,
died, like we
yeah,
just
we
go
should have like.
online.
And then during the when they got the new pope,
Yeah, during
I
the
remember when it happened. I was in a secure government facility when they announced
Mhm.
the new pope. If I started live streaming from that, it would have been pretty cool. Now they would have arrested me, but it would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, right. I saw it on Twitter. I saw when they announced the new pope on Twitter, and it was an edit of when they announced him because it was from Chicago, right? So they
Mhm.
edited
The White Sox.
The Chicago Bulls, the Allen Park not it wasn't actually real.
I do love the city of Chicago. I will say. I will say.
I've
Great
never
city.
been to Chicago. Never
Oh,
been.
you got to go, man. You got to
I
go to
would like to.
Chicago.
I would like to. I personally don't want to get shot, so there's some parts of Chicago that I
No.
need to avoid, I guess.
Every city's got those parts, but Chicago
That's
and
true.
Detroit have both done very good jobs cleaning up the cities.
That's good to hear. I do want to go to I want to go to the Volvo Auto Museum in Illinois. It's this auto museum that has a bunch of Disney World cars. They have
Oh,
like
that's cool.
the Stars and Motor Cars parade, and that
Hmm.
used to be in Hollywood Studios. They have some of the cars from that, and then they also
What's it
have some of
called?
the The Volvo, VOLVO Auto Museum.
Oh, Volvo. I got you. Let
And
me
then
see how.
they also have, you remember the Jam and Jungle Parade that used to be in Animal Kingdom? They have the Jeeps.
Yeah. I know the music too.
Yeah, they have the Jeeps from
Oh,
that. And then they also have the Barbie limousine.
it's actually.
From Epcot.
Oh, I see. It's between Chicago and Milwaukee. It's like barely in Illinois.
Yeah,
Actually,
it's like
I probably drove a little bit by it when I was going to
it's in
Milwaukee during
Volo.
Memorial Day weekend. I drove closer to the Six Flags up there, but
Yeah.
it's Great
I
America,
know it's
but
like
it's not
right
that far.
outside. It's outside of Chicago. It's not really in the city at
It's
all.
probably about 45 minutes outside of Chicago based on what I'm seeing. You have to go through
Yeah.
Cicero.
I really want to go to there's three places in Illinois I really want to go to. Chicago, obviously.
If
And go to
Springfield's not on your list, I'm gonna be talking up
Springfield,
Springfield to you.
Springfield, four, I guess.
The
Springfield,
Lincoln stuff is spectacular.
four then. Springfield,
Oh,
Chicago, for the like botanical garden or botanic garden, and Wrigley
oh, there's a
Field.
lot more than just that in Chicago.
Would love to see Wrigley Field. Would love to see a game there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Shed
Um,
Aquarium, Field Museum.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, the Railway Museum. That's also outside of Chicago, um, and Milwaukee. Just to go there and say Milwaukee from Wayne's World. That's the only reason I want to go. And then Aurora because of
I'll be
Wayne's
honest
World.
with you. I did not know that. Milwaukee's in Wisconsin, so it is not in Illinois, I will say.
This is true.
Um,
This is true.
but I didn't know that was a thing. Maybe I would have said that when I went to Milwaukee.
Yeah.
But I've
Well,
never seen the Wayne's World.
Milwaukee is actually an Indian name for Milwaukee, meaning the good land.
Hmm.
So yeah,
I'll
it's
believe
that.
you on that one. I don't know any different.
Yeah, it has very fascinating history actually. Um,
Hmm.
I personally think that one of the most interesting aspects of Milwaukee is the fact that it's the only major American city to ever have elected three socialist mayors.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. You
Yeah.
wouldn't know it with all the Trump flags that I saw when I was driving around the central part of the state.
Yeah. And I may have never been a visitor there, but Milwaukee has certainly had a share of visitors. The French missionaries and explorers were coming here as early as the late 1600s to trade with the Native Americans.
Yeah, that's
Very
true.
fascinating stuff. Very, very fascinating stuff indeed.
The sports team that we agree on did not go as far as it should have this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sad
It's
about
a
that.
good NBA finals though. I mean,
It is.
I
Who are
will
you rooting
take
for?
I will
I've been
take
to
the
both
NBA finals
cities.
this year.
I've enjoyed both cities. I prefer Oklahoma City as a city to Indianapolis, but as a
I
Midwesterner, I'm gonna have to go for Indy here.
I'm going OKC just because of Shea. I like him as a player.
Hmm. I
Um
respect it.
yeah, I love the NBA because of the diversity in the finals now. For
Oh
a
yeah.
while there it was not at all, but
Hey,
now
back
it's
in the
like
1960s, that was fun for our team. Bill
yes
Russell
sir.
days.
Yes sir. It
Woo.
was very fun. It was very fun. Yeah, but I mean another dynasty
And
will
no
come
no
along.
Lakers means I'm happy.
This is true. This is true.
Hate the Lakers.
I do want LeBron to get one more though, just because
No,
my
no.
sunshine.
No, because
But
then if he gets one more, then the Celtics are then again
that's
tied for
true.
the most NBA championship. We
That
can't have
is
that.
that is true. That is true. That is true. But my sunshine though, I can't hate him.
See, I'm just glad that I got to live through a dynasty of one of my teams. Growing up, obviously,
Yeah.
I know you're not a Tom Brady guy, but
I
growing
like
up as a
Brady.
New
I
Englander,
like Brady.
okay, you're not a Patriots fan.
I'm not a
Um,
Patriots fan, but I liked Brady. Even when he was playing, I would always root for him.
it was
Because
very fun growing up in that era.
also at the time, like after 2012, the Ravens were never 2013 after 2013, the Ravens were never in contention with Brady anymore. So it's
Hmm.
in the playoffs. So
Yeah,
yeah,
true.
but the Ravens are like on the brink of a dynasty like every year. So hopefully that gets over the mountain at some point.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
But
and
yeah,
you've got your Phillies. The Phillies are rarely bad. So.
that's true. Phillies are in a little bit of slump right now, but they get hot in like August. Like May, like the end of May, June, and July is very slow for the Phillies. They always hit the brakes in those months,
But
and then
after
they
the
get hot
All-Star game,
again. They
they
always get
really
hot again in August, September, and October, which is when you want to be
when you,
hot. So I'm not
when you need
complaining.
it.
Yeah, I'm
Hmm.
not complaining. So,
How about something you are going to complain about? You ready for our presentations?
yes. Do you got something that I'm gonna complain about in your presentation?
I don't know. I don't know.
All
Maybe,
right.
maybe not.
All right. So we both made presentations for each other. Ryan has made my presentation that I'm going to present. He has no idea the topic that I've chosen for him. I have no idea what topic he's chosen for me. Holy shit. Okay. All right, the
Are you
youth in
ready?
Asia. Yes, the youth in Asia. This is a presentation by me.
Yep.
Um okay.
All right. All right. Let's see what you got.
Let's begin. Me Meet Mr. Scott Maffei. So there he is. He's in a nice suit there. This is from his LinkedIn profile picture, I believe. Um, so that's Scott. Uh, and Scott. Here's the thing about him. He we joke about him liking the youth, right? But we never joke about him specifically liking the youth in Asia, and that's what I'm here to talk about. Mr. Scott Maffei, do does he like the youth in Asia? That's what I'm here to talk about. Let's see. He met me when I was a legal minor in the US. This is true. I was 17 at the time that I met Mr. Scott Maffei, and I forgot to ask him at the time, "Do you care about the youth in Asia?" And I kick myself about it every time I think about that question that I should have asked him. But yes, this is true. The first bulletin there. He often talks about the age of consent in other countries, because again, we joke about him not liking the age of consent here. You know, he lives in Florida. They're a little bit loose with the age of consent down there. Um, so you know, that's just something he talks about very often. It's a little concerning, but we joke about it. I don't think it's a serious issue. I don't think he actually thinks that way. Uh, he kept me in his basement for a while. Um, this was I don't really remember it because I was asleep for half of the time. But I believe this was when I was 18. It was on my 18th birthday. So at the time I was legal. He did touch me in his basement when he was keeping me there. But as you can see, I'm no longer there. I'm very happy. This is a video of what looks to be a giraffe. What looks to be a giraffe sucking on a pole. And this is not actually a giraffe. This is me at the zoo, at the San Diego Zoo, where the first YouTube video was ever the first YouTube video was filmed at that zoo. So I went there and I dressed up as a giraffe and I sucked off a pole. And the pole loved it. The pole loved it. So we've got to celebrate our differences. We've got to celebrate our differences because look, sucking off poles is a great thing, but some people look at you weirdly if you're doing that. So I have this idea. Meeting Scott gave me this idea a long time ago. There are children all over the world, um, and remember, this is about children in Asia. So we often talk about the hungry children in Africa, but instead of that, who talks about the youth in Asia? Not many people. So let's talk. Let's watch this video.
We got to celebrate our differences. We got to celebrate our differences.
Ooga booga doo, ooga booga doo.
We got to celebrate our differences. Cause it's beautiful when the whole world sings together as one.
Oh my God. Okay. So as it was said in the video, we have to celebrate our differences. We have to celebrate our differences. Because there's
I
people
broke you.
who are hungry in every country, not just Africa. in every continent, I should say, not just Africa. So you have to celebrate our differences. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, euthanasia. Euthana- euthanasia. Euthanasia is when someone chooses to die with a doctor's help. I never have killed a I never killed a dog. I have never killed a dog in my entire life. A dog once bit me, actually. But I did not choose to then kill the dog. Um, the reverse of dog is God. We're a politics and religion show on here, so the reverse of dog is God. God spoke to me in a dream last night, and this is what he said. He told me I should run for president of Ethiopia. He told me I should run for president of Ethiopia. And this is what he looked like in the dream. He came to me with the Ethiopian flag and he said, Dane, you have to run for president. I was like, this is a great idea, God. He was like, I was like, what are some things that I should do as president of Ethiopia? He said, you should reach out to Bob Geldof, do a Live Aid 3. And I'm like, this is a great idea. It's a great idea. It would, you know, uh, it would stop hunger in my country. And yeah, so Dane, yeah, this is my campaign, Dane for Ethiopian president 2026. Okay. So this is the picture that I'm using. As you can see, that's me. With what looks to be two other gentlemen beside me. I assume these are my running mates. Um, this is what the fuck? This is me ne- next to a beautiful woman. Um,
That's
I
a
don't know
guy.
when. Oh, it's a guy with a beautiful man. I assume he's one of my supporters. I thought he was a woman. Um, next. Okay. This is me in a dress shirt there. I'm not exactly sure who these people are. I assume that they're
So that's the
um
current president of
the current
Ethiopia.
that's what I was gonna say. I would assume
Hmm.
it's the current president of Ethiopia. So this is my inauguration, I guess. And these are edited pictures because these have not happened yet. But this could happen. If you elect me for Ethiopian president 2026.
This presentation, Dan, is a good one.
Thank you.
I
Thank
would
you.
elect you if I was a citizen of Ethiopia. I think I'd elect you.
You would vote for me. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the I appreciate the support, man. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Uh
of course. All right.
yeah.
Today, I'm going to be talking about how Jerry the Flamingo is all powerful. Well, he plays drums. You can see him there. Jerry is a very cool looking flamingo. He eats a different type of shrimp than all the other flamingos. Most of the other flamingos are pink. Jerry is a unique type of flamingo here. He's black, so he's kind of like the reverse of an albino. And he's actually known for playing the drums. He has a tambourine there, but he also likes to play the drums, so he's very multi talented.
Mhm.
Oh, and he plays the saxophone, much like our friend Remy from Remy's Roundtable. So, extremely, extremely talented flamingo.
Yes, sir.
He also protect. He is able to protect the other flamingos because of all of his many, many talents. He's a very, very unique flamingo. And scientists are actually still trying to study Jerry to learn more about what makes him so unique.
Hmm.
But also, he attacked. Don't make him angry, or Jerry the Flamingo will come after you. Again, he's a very severe fighter. He defends those he loves, but he attacks those who go after those he loves.
Right.
He got game. Look at him. He's on that beautiful, beautiful steps up there, courting this beautiful, beautiful woman, Selena Gomez, I believe her name is. And so
Yes,
he
sir.
was able to pull one of the foremost leading ladies in Hollywood right now, known for her role on Only Murders in the Building. So Jerry very multi. He's a musician. He is a fighter, and he's able to have some interspecies relationships. And he doesn't abuse his power. He's a powerful flamingo. He knows he's got that power, but he doesn't use that power to unnecessarily lord over people. Unlike, say, Wilson Fisk from Daredevil Born Again, Jerry doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. We got a video here. And so in this video, we see a man dancing. He's kind of jumping up and down. We got some strobe lights behind him. He's really going to town. And over there, we've got a man playing the drums. There's the guy dancing again. And so, a very, very special performance in honor of Jerry the Flamingo to show all of his many talents. Yeah, prepare. You never know when the day of the Lord is coming, is what the Bible says. And as such, you never know when the day of Jerry's coming either. You heard of Jerry Seinfeld? This is even more important. This is Jerry the Flamingo right here. That you better prepare. If you don't prepare, you won't be ready. He doesn't abuse his power, but goddamn, he knows how to use it.
All right, that's the end of the presentation. Good job, my friend.
Thank you.
Oh my god. By the way, I don't know. This is gonna come full circle here. Jerry is on my television screen right now. Look at that. You see
I
that?
can't even see it, if I'm being honest. Oh, there he is. Yeah, look at that.
There he is. He's behind.
What is Jerry the Flamingo from?
Jerry, I need to spread some lore, I guess. Is that what we need to do right now? So Jerry is on the cover of an album called Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. This band Sleep Token I've been obsessed with recently. It's kind of unhealthy. I'm loving this band so much. Their new album's great. And what they are is they have lore to them themselves. This band these were promotional shots for the album. So every time a single would come out, they would release this picture. It was like an animation. Actually, I can go on Twitter right now. I'll go to their Twitter. R.I.P. Muppet Vision, by the way. We need to talk about that then after this. Where is it? Here we go. So every time they release a single for this album, they would put this out. A little animatic here of Jerry there. Jerry's named that because of the fan base named him Jerry. And he's on the cover. This is the cover right here of the album, and you can see him in the middle there.
Look at that.
And even in Arcadia, so Jerry lives in Arcadia, and the story of the album is that the lead singer Vessel, who was dancing around there. This is Vessel right here. Very, very swole man, very muscular, very buff. He's got a sword there. So Vessel also protect, but also more importantly, he feels things. He's a very somber guy, very, very emotional man. And so Vessel here falls asleep. He dreams of a place called Arcadia, and the woman he loves, he's figuring out quite quickly throughout the rest of their albums that the god named Sleep, who he loves very much, he devotes himself to sleep. He's realizing that she does not love him back. He's realizing that she is only using him for worship, to spread her message through his music. And he's realizing this very quickly. So he goes, wait a minute, there's an opportunity here to go to this imaginary place called Arcadia. But the catch is, right, there's a catch. The catch is that we go to this place and we don't remember each other. I don't remember who Sleep is. Sleep doesn't remember who I am. And if we find each other, then we're truly meant to be. So that's the story of the album. And through the album, he falls in love with another woman, the princess of one of the tribes, as you can call them, one of the warriors. There's two warriors in Arcadia, Feathered Host and House Viridian. He falls in love with one of them, with one of the princesses of one of those tribes, I guess you could call them. And he's like, wait a minute. He's slowly starting to remember who Sleep is. He's like, wait a minute, there was somebody here I was supposed to find. He goes off to try to find her, and he realizes, I'm not going to be able to find her, right? I came here because if we find each other, we truly love each other. Well, we haven't found each other, so do we truly love each other? You know, and then the album ends. So there's a little rumor in
Wow.
the there's a rumor in the Sleep Token fan base that this is going to be a double record, right?
Oh, wow.
But we don't know. We don't know so far, because the only thing that they've released, I don't know if they released it on Twitter here, but they released it on Instagram. They released a picture of the pink trees, and it said the battle continues. So we're not sure
Oh,
what the
wow.
battle continue means.
Mhm.
Yeah, but you can rep. I don't know. I don't know which house you would rep or not. You can, on their store, you can either rep Feathered Host, which
Mm.
presumably Jerry is a part of Feathered Host, or House Viridian. So House Viridian, I believe, is I believe it's House Viridian believes that the battle should continue, or that the house must endure. The battle continues, and it will continue in a constant loop. You know, the battle will never end. There will be fighting always. And then here it says the cycle ends. So Feathered Host believes that the war should stop. You know, the fighting should stop. There needs to be an end for everything. And you know, the end could be looked at death. Even, you know, life needs to come to an end. The cycle must end. So I don't know whether you're take the side of Feathered Host here, all things must end, or House Viridian, all things must continue. But there's sides that you can take and everything. It's quite interesting. There's lore to be, you know, spread here.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty in depth.
Well, then I think I should probably give context to my presentation, or the
Sure.
your presentation as well.
Sure, I definitely want context of yours.
So Ethiopia is a ethnic state with over 80 different ethnic.
Okay.
It's in the Horn of Africa, and it's a rugged landlocked country that's by the Great Rift Valley. With architectural
Right.
finds dating back more than 3 million years, it is a place of ancient culture. So if we go ahead and look at some of the images here, you can see modern Ethiopia. It was actually, it became Africa's latest sovereign default. You can see some folks up there holding up the Ethiopian flag, a place of great beauty, of great history, and of a lot of modernization as well. It's a place where the ancient world meets the modern world, and that makes it a very unique country.
Maybe Ethiopia is Arcadia. Maybe this is the place that festival has gone.
Heck yeah. That's where Jerry is.
Ethiopia, he might be. He might. I've been wanting to get one of the. I'm like, I love this album so much. I've been wanting to get one of those plastic like yard flamingos and spray paint it black, because I think it would be really funny to put it outside of my house. Yeah, but in seriousness, Ethiopia, beautiful place, beautiful history.
I'd love to go there.
People.
I would love to go there.
Yeah, beautiful people. And the suffering that they've endured for most of their history is completely.
Well, but then they fought back. They were able to push out the imperialists.
They were,
which is fantastic.
Absolutely. So the suffering that they've endured for a long time is completely unjustified.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. There was one more thing. Oh, Muppet Vision. Speaking of something that's unjustified, the closing of Muppet Vision 3D. I want to bring this up. So it happened yesterday. We've been talking about it off and on. Devastating. Absolutely devastated.
Really?
Yeah, very upset.
Interesting. I think it's about time.
No, I disagree.
And I know that's a very, very hot take, but let me explain here. Even though it was Jim Henson's last project, and even though the Muppet Theater was awesome, it was so cool to be in the Muppet Theater, to have Statler and Waldorf up in the booth, to see the animatronic of Beans Bunny, and to see the costumed version of Sweetums. That was all very, very cool. There was a lot of cool to be had there.
Yes,
but the movie was not it, and the movie was the main part of that. I get it was Jim Henson's last project, but it was, in my opinion, among one of his lesser works. And that is why I think they would have either needed to somehow update the film, crop around it maybe, edit it in some way, keep in some of the Jim Henson stuff, but find a way to update it and modernize it, and that is something that they didn't do. And so if you're not going to update it, then You know, find
I
a way
would
to
love for
preserve it and
there.
put in something new.
I would love I would still love for there to be a restoration of it. Make it look real nice. Give us a direct rip of the film. Put it on Disney Plus. A nice 4K restoration of the film. But to me, the film stands the test of time. To me, the film is not outdated. To me, the now the actual like 3D itself in the theater, sure, that was a little outdated. The actual 3D itself, but the
Like the
story,
CGI too, and just even Waldo in general, the
right,
presence of Waldo.
right. But if they could restore that, if they can make it a little bit better, you could make Waldo look real good
Well,
with modern
I don't want
technology.
Waldo at all. It's my thing.
I do not like Waldo as a character, but uh, to me, the Muppets are the Muppets, and the Muppets do not need a world class like writing room behind them. There's a very distinct way to write the Muppets, and you need to do it the correct way. And to me, the good Muppet movies and the good Muppet projects are light years ahead of the bad Muppet projects like Kermit Swampland, for example, or Swamp Years, for example, or even
Even
Muppets in
Muppet Wizard of
Space.
Oz.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Muppet
Muppet
and
Space.
Muppets in Space. I don't like Muppets in Space. So you
The
can
Muppets
see,
ABC show.
yeah, no, 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 no. I like the Muppets
Really,
ABC
you and
show a
Ryan need
lot.
to talk about that. You guys are
I
both big fans of that.
love the ABC Muppet Show. It is
Hmm.
so good. So good. That to me is writing the Muppets the correct way. It's parodying something in a way. It's basically a parody of The Office, but they spin it
Mhm.
because the Muppets are presenting Miss Piggy's show. It's done brilliantly, in my opinion. It's amazing with talent, right? With guest talent in it. You have Dave Grohl on one episode. I think who else was
Who?
on there? Wasn't RuPaul on one episode or something?
I do know RuPaul. Who's the first
Um,
guy you said?
Dave Grohl. Dave Grohl
Who's
was on one
that?
episode. The drummer of the drummer of Nirvana, singer, guitar player.
Oh, yes, yes, yes,
He
yes.
did the Animal, the drum battle with Animal.
Oh,
Um,
I didn't know
it,
about
it's
that.
it, it's
I do
done
know
brilliantly.
Nirvana though.
Obviously, the
They're the one
Muppet
with the naked
movie.
baby on the cover.
Yes, yes. Obviously, the Muppet Show, the Muppet movie, Great Muppet Caper, Muppet Take Manhattan, fantastic Muppet
The
projects.
Muppets.
The Muppets 2011. I would even throw in Muppets Most Wanted in there.
Never seen it.
I did not like Muppets Most Wanted for the longest time. I didn't really like it. I rewatched it somewhat recently. It's about 2 years now, but it was way better than what I thought. So I even throw that in there. It's written tremendously well. Um, Written well for the Muppets. I have some problems with like the actual like writing of it as a non-Muppet movie, but that's, there's one way to write the Muppets movie, and then there's another way to write a movie, if you get what I'm saying. And Muppet Vision to me
It's kind of like The
fits that
Lion King
perfectly.
is a great Disney movie and a great movie,
Correct.
whereas you'll look at something like, I don't know, The Jungle Book, which is a great Disney movie, but is more middle of the road in terms of just general movie goes.
Right. Right. Or something like a perfect example in my opinion,
Chicken
Snow
Little.
White. Snow White.
Oh yeah,
Perfect
yeah.
Disney film. But in when you look at it as just a movie, same thing with Bambi. Perfect Disney film. You look at it as a movie, it's like they cut a lot of corners. Man is one of the most important characters in Bambi, right? Prince Charming is one of the most important characters in Snow White. They didn't even bother giving their main characters actual names. You can look
I
at
would
that kind
actually
of stuff.
I'll argue the man one in Bambi because that is taking on the idea from 1939 Stagecoach, where the Apache are the villains and they're never actually seen.
This is
You
true.
have
This is
this
true.
existential threat. That's what Bambi does.
This is true.
I don't enjoy Bambi. I think it's a pretty boring film, but it does things very well. I can respect Bambi without enjoying it.
This is true. And I respect Bambi. I just have a problem with that because it's like it is
Yeah,
the
that's
main
fair.
character of your film, but at the same time, yes, you can look at it and be like, man can be anybody. You could be your next door neighbor. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it is. That's why I say it's a
It could
perfect
be
Disney film.
Scott.
Right.
Did Scott
That's
kill
why
Bambi's mom?
he might have. That's why I say it's a perfect Disney film because I have that problem with it, but I can look at it and be like, okay, I see what they're going
Hmm.
with in that because it's a great
Same with
Disney
even
film.
like Tangled or Frozen. I don't love them as movies go, but
Frozen
I think they're
Frozen I
both good
disagree
Disney
with.
movies.
Frozen I
I think
disagree with. I don't think
I I
I
like
think Frozen is
Frozen
just
a
a bad
lot
movie.
better than Moana. I like
I think
Frozen a
I think
lot better than
Frozen
Aristocats.
Frozen is a bad
Aristocats is so
movie.
mid.
I don't
Ugh.
I don't think Frozen is a good movie. Tangled I think is a great film. Tangled I cannot agree with you on that. Tangled I think is a
Mm.
great film. Period. I think it's written beautifully. I think it's a great take on a it's a great modern take on a concept of old thinking because it's an old fairy tale, right? It's a get Disney getting back to their roots and thinking of, oh, damsel in distress situation, the guy comes and saves her, but they twist it in a way that it's still empowering women. It's not saying like, oh, you can't be anything unless you have a prince on your side, if you get what I'm saying. Um,
I feel what you're saying. I think for me, there are very few Disney films that I would say are also just great films, if you leave Disney off of that. Like Lion King, Little Mermaid, probably
Aladdin,
maybe Pinocchio.
Aladdin. I think
Aladdin.
Aladdin's a great
I
film.
adore Aladdin. It's very borderline for me, honestly. I think maybe Robin Williams pushes it over the edge there,
Yeah, Robin
but
Williams is what
barely.
makes the film for me.
But there's not a ton
I can
others
think
that
of
immediately come to
I
mind.
can
Maybe
think of
Fantasia. Maybe Fantasia.
oh, Fantasia's great. I can think of one right now that is a great film. Just and it's very recent.
Emperor's
Wreck It
New
Ralph.
Groove. Yes. Oh,
Emperor's
ooh. I
New Groove
disagree.
too. Wreck It
I would say
Ralph,
Emperor's New Groove. Yes. I disagree on record. I think it's a good
dude,
Disney movie. I don't think it's a great movie.
dude. I'm telling you, Wreck It Ralph is a masterclass in writing characters. A masterclass. You look at Ralph. You see the journey that that character goes through from beginning to end. It's a step by step tutorial on how to write great characters. Because the thing that makes Emperor's New Groove's writing great, right? Let's look at that movie. Cusco. Cusco's character is written masterfully. At the beginning, he's a obnoxious asshole. Right? No one likes him. By the end of the film, you're wanting him to succeed. You're wanting him to redeem himself, which he's already done. You're wanting him to live a great life when at the beginning of that film, you don't want anything to do with him really. Let's
I
look
do
at
think it
Wreck-It
would be
Ralph.
better as a musical, though, which
The,
it should have been.
yes, sir. The beginning of Wreck-It Ralph. He wants a different life for himself. He doesn't want to be the bad guy anymore. You're looking at it stereotypically, right? And he goes above and beyond to break out of those stereotypes to have people look at him differently, have the Nicelanders look at him differently. And by the end of that film, he is a hero to himself and also to the friends that he's made along the way. He's a completely different character by the end of that film, right? And there's a lot of people that are living life right now that actually have, and obviously not video game characters, but have that same type of um, you know, character trait where they want a different life for themselves. They want to break out of the social norms or the stereotypes that society has created for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the times, unfortunately, people are not able to break out of that. They just don't have the confidence to break out of that. Wreck-It Ralph is a movie that I think can very much uplift people. And also the thing about the thing I love about Wreck-It Ralph is that it's a male going through these conflicts. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying I'm going to put a pause to that right now. I'm not like, men. Yeah, I love men. I hate women. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying usually it's a female character going through this huge character, change throughout the whole film. And Emperor's New Groove and Wreck-It Ralph, it's a male in that role. And also Wreck-It Ralph is Ralph himself is that it kind of switches the usual like damsel in distress situation because Vanellope is the one that saves the day at the end of the day. So I think Wreck-It Ralph is a masterpiece in writing. I really do. And it's also made a lot better because I love video games, and also it's a more recent Disney film, and I grew up watching it.
Yeah.
And then the second film just completely destroys all of that.
Well, the second film is hot garbage.
Yeah, the
It's
second
not
film
even
just
a good Disney
completely
movie.
destroys Ralph's character.
Maybe I think we also look for different things in movies. Maybe
I think
like
so too.
I love films like Gone with the Wind, and Lawrence of Arabia. It Happened One Night. Just like a lot of the older films where it was, I don't know, big focuses on a lot of the mise en scène and deeper themes, Casablanca, Singing in the Rain, things like that. And so I think we
I,
also just look for different things in film.
this is true. This is true. And I love the deeper meanings like that, especially in animated films when animation is deemed a medium for kids. I love the deeper meanings in animated animation films like Spider-Man, Spider-Verse and stuff like that. But I also love a movie where you can just turn your brain off. And Wreck-It Ralph is kind of like that, but then when you really look at it, and Emperor's New Groove, you can kind of turn your brain off and watch that. But if you want to look at it at in a different lens, you can also look at it as the way I just described it. So it's really a beautiful thing. I also love watching like just old. I've wanted to do a Patreon series where it's kind of like the series that we did with the shorts. I wanted to do a Patreon series where we watch like old school live action Disney films like that darn cat and Shaggy Dog and stuff because I love those films as well.
Oh,
And like
Shaggy, get
Herbie.
me some Shaggy DA banger theme song.
Yes, sir. The theme song for that darn cat. Oh
Shaggy
my
DA is
God, it's
better in my
unbelievable.
opinion.
I have to go back and listen to Shaggy
That darn
DA. It's
cat's
been a
good.
while. It's been a while since I've
Yeah,
watched
I
it.
think there's, as we're closing up the episode here and bringing things full circle, we can say one thing above all else. One film that we can agree it's a top-notch film. It's got all those things that we look for: deeper meanings, great writing, fantastic characterization, even some great special effects. And to bring it full circle, based on a live production. And I would say that's the 2019 version of Cats.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The other thing I wanted to talk about real quick, Disney announced that the Avatar land is in DCA is going where Superstar Limo used to be. It's replacing Hollywood Land.
Daughter.
And like where
Oh,
are they putting
interesting.
bro, where are they putting an Avatar land there? Like that's a small land in DCA. DCA is a small area and it's literally landlocked because it's in a square in on the
I
Disneyland
mean,
lot.
it's not like anybody's necessarily clamoring for, the Monsters Inc. ride there.
This is true. This is true, but
Now I think the
it's going to
funniest
be
possible thing
interesting.
they could do
It's going
is
to be
to
very
keep
interesting.
that attraction and just reskin it again. And so now you've got the Drew Carey, but now as a Navi, like with the
I
like jumping backwards, looking like he's holding the money.
I'm waiting for them to auction off those animatronics because
Would
Disney's
you buy one?
no way that they're going those things are ending up at the Van Eaton auctions. There's no way they're keeping those. If I had the money,
Do
I would
you think
absolutely.
that they do you think you could take off the paint of the Monsters Inc. like CPA or whatever guys to get the original Hollywood person? Like, do you think it's still under there?
No, there's reskinned.
Okay, okay.
The skin of the CDA agents are a different skin of the
So
animatronic.
can you buy the original skin?
I don't know where
You
they
only
end
just
up.
have a Whoopi Goldberg
I've
skin? Oh
tried
my
to
god, that's
find I've tried
terrifying.
to find out where some of the cardboard like cutouts from that attraction are. No one knows. I have not been able to
Man,
find any leads. So I don't know where those skins went. I would
Disney probably burned them so they didn't
they're
come back
probably
and haunt them.
I would be shocked if they're in the archives. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if they have
It is
anything from
Disney's
Superstar
worst
Limo.
attraction ever,
I need
except
to
maybe Launch Bay.
I don't count that as an attraction though. As a
Fair.
ride, Superstar
It's a
Limo is
waste of
amazing.
space.
Yeah. I need to reach out to the person that I know at the archives to see if they have anything from Superstar Limo because that interests me now.
Hmm. Well, I know we're getting late on time here. You have any final things you want to share before we close up for the night?
No, not really. At the time
What's coming up on Big Beautiful Diz?
well, at the time of recording this, I just put out the Living in 2000 video on the
Hmm.
channel,
Hmm.
and yeah, I haven't started working on the next video, so I'm not
Hmm.
exactly sure when that's going to be, but we're going to start our Muppet series at some point
Oh
soon.
yeah,
So whenever
yeah.
that is,
Hmm. I'm looking
so
forward to that.
that'll be soon. But yeah, other than
Oh
that,
yeah.
don't know.
Oh yeah. I think at the time that this releases into
Well,
the
I do know.
Disneyverse,
I'm
will
just not ready to like release it. But what's
there
on
you go.
Disneyverse?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's time this releases. We're finally returning to our Epcot series for Pavilion 4.
Yes,
We're going to be
sir.
learning that it is indeed fun to be free. We're diving into the world of motion and Test Track. Very timely, I think. So it'll be fun to take a look there into the past and then, take a look into the future, which is something that we usually, when we look into the future, we're just making predictions. Here, we're going to have a little bit more to go off of, which I think is going to be pretty neat. So I'm looking forward to that episode.
Yeah, that's going to be a great episode. Very excited
yeah.
for that.
Well, on behalf of Dane, I'm Mags. Thanks for listening to this episode of Creators United. And Scott, we miss you.
We miss you.